What's good, y'all, man? We got another banger with the 1081. It's definitely better than 1080, but nowhere near as 1079 as well. But we do get a little bit more of a kind of not lower dump, but we get a little bit more information on like what's going on in the world and whatnot. So we already know what goes on in the chapter. So what did I think of the chapter? So I do think that it was nice that we got to see basically how Kuzan Akaiji. I always say Akaiji when I type it, but I suck at saying the name, so I'm gonna say Kuzan. So we get to see how Kuzan actually joined the Blackbeard Pirates, and I will say I wasn't expecting to see like that side of him. Like he was a lot more, I don't know, personable. Whereas like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like when you've seen him like pre-time skip and then you see him at Marineford and stuff like that, he wasn't that personable, you know? He didn't seem like, I don't know. Even though like I had, so there was there like he out of the OG3, Kizaru is obviously like the most fucking personable, but that's just because he's just like so nonchalant with everything. But so is Kuzan as well, so it's kind of weird. But overall, like I like that we got to see how he became a part of the Blackbeard Pirates, and it also, I know people like this harps back to my power scale video. People obviously were trying to say like Yonko commanders and admirals are closer than you think, and you see that Kuzan literally froze pretty much half of Blackbeard's crew. Grant, and one of them was Impel level 6 guy, the big ass giant guy. He froze him, and he froze some other people. And granted, that doesn't mean like those are like his top commanders, but it's a good chunk of his fighting force. And he was actually scared to fight Kuzan when Lafitte like proposed maybe we should take his devil fruit. And Lafitte's not really that smart because, like, why are you trying to whisper this shit, like, right here next to the guy who most likely has all forms of hockey? So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But, overall, like, the flashback of, learning about that stuff. And then the whole mystery between the Man in Flames. So, the Man in Flames stuff, we obviously first seen it referenced with Kid. But I don't know where they're going with this because they do the whole like he's riding around on a black ship, and has whirlpools created, and the government thing that Shiryu like suggested does make more sense and would be actually kind of cool. But Kuzan shuts that down, says he doesn't know. But just because Kuzan shut it down, even though he was an admiral, does not mean he knows everything because the admirals don't even know about Imu. Akainu thinks the Gorosei is the top, and that's it. So, like, he doesn't know everything that you think he would know. So, it might be something with the government. It might be some Vegapunk tech. Who knows? So, overall, the chapter was pretty good. And, obviously, we see at the end, Kuzan and Garp are fighting. And Garp seems to pretty much have the upper hand. I do feel like Garp is still gonna like lose per se. Either something's gonna happen, and he's gonna lose. Either that or Kuzan's gonna like have not an awakening, but like he took his hits, and now he's like, all right, I gotta do this for Blackbeard and whatnot. So I don't really want to get onto that. I want to get onto this whole what do we think is gonna happen with Luffy. Because in this chapter, we get to see that Law has been defeated. But Law is alive. And he's blatantly alive. Whereas Kid, he's in the ocean. Ain't nobody save him. So I feel like there was a strong reason why we saw Law get saved. But we did not see Kid get saved. So that was like, I feel like that's pretty concrete. Obviously, Oda could still be trolling us with the fake out, but I'm pretty sure. And then you obviously got, translations can sometimes be iffy. The official translations at the time of this video still are not out, so we can't completely compare them. But you have destroyed the Kid Pirates and defeated the Law Pirates. So it's a little bit different. I mean, you're kind of nitpicking, but at the same time, like I said, you never know. But overall, I think people are trying to connect Law and Kid's defeat to say, all right, Luffy's going to take an L next. But I actually think the opposite, because I feel like when they first got their new bounties, obviously Luffy was the only one that became a Yonko. Luffy was the Yonko with 3 billion berries. Law and Kid were just 3 billion berry pirates. And if you look at it, who do they all lose to? Yonko. What is Luffy? A Yonko. So I feel like this is just like this is all of the Yonko catching dubs. Hell, we might, in 1082, they might shift away from the fucking Garp stuff, and we might see some Buggy stuff. We might see Buggy catch a dub. You know? I mean, he has Mihawk and Crocodile, so I mean, he should catch a dub. He should. But like I said, we might see that. And if we see Buggy take some type of dub before we get back to Egghead, that would 100% confirm that Luffy is going to catch this dub. And you see, like, when they reference at the end of Egghead before we start transitioning over to the Garp stuff, the Shanks stuff, and stuff like that, we get to see that this is going to be like, this day was a historical moment, you know, stuff like that. And I don't think it would be historical for the Straw Hats to lose. I feel like it would be historical because you have so many other key players there. You have Vegapunk. So Big Dave Morgans was already saying how he's gonna frame the story to make it look like Straw Hats kidnapped Vegapunk. 2, you have an admiral there. 3, you have a Gorosei there, a celestial dragon. You see how big of news it is when just a regular celestial dragon gets punched or gets disrespected. You know, they just basically just blow the whole island up with a buster call. But just imagine a Gorosei. So if you got, and then obviously we still dealing with the other Vegapunk stuff, which is, you know, yeah. So, and I feel like might be some other play. Oh, the Blackbeard pirate, the Blackbeard pirates on the other thing. I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be Shiryu and Laufey, probably, because they're the only ones we haven't actually got to account for. We've seen where Blackbeard is. We've seen where Kuzan is. Because I think everybody was pretty of the thought that maybe that ship had Kuzan on it. But now I definitely don't think that. So Shiryu's probably on there. And this might be where we get a glimpse of Zoro and Shiryu. Maybe. I don't know. But overall, it's setting up to be a historical event for the Straw Hats. Not against the Straw Hats. For them. You know. So I feel like if we see a Buggy dub before we get back to Egghead, you can book it that Luffy and them are going to get a dub. So that's just my opinions on everything. So like I said, I enjoyed the chapter. Wasn't as good as 1079. Was better than 1080. And right now we're kind of like in a succession of chapters of like going back to more world building, because I know in 1.0, even though we jumped around 1.0 in different areas and we kind of had like different glimpses of what's going on in the outside world, we didn't get the amounts of world building that we usually do. And I'm glad that Oda went back to it with these chapters, these past chapters. They're like, you know, we're actually getting the feel of like this is actually the final saga. So, like always, if you like the video, smash the like button. Please subscribe and comment down what you think and tell me what you thought about the video. All right, y'all. Peace.